Last year, they attacked the school, for example, during the year 3 or 4 times. But this year, I see that in a week 3 times. The settlers always, they begin the violence.
These men throwing stones are not Palestinians. They're Israeli settlers, and it's a Sabbath pastime.
This
is the hotspot of the West Bank. It is very quiet now, very pastoral. But everything can flip in a second, because the settlers can come down from the outpost in a moment and start throwing stones. And that's how it starts. In the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the most common weapon is not a gun or a missile. It's this primitive weapon, a rock. Palestinian stone-throwing incidents are well known and often fatal, but in recent weeks, Palestinian villages surrounding the settlement of Yitzhar and the neighboring outpost of Givat Ronen are reporting a worrying uptick in rock-throwing attacks from Israeli settlers.
They have become more daring lately. They reach my house and they are mostly armed. We are living in hell. We live in fear. We are not really living.
So we're deep in the West Bank with Yesh Din, an Israeli NGO that documents violence against Palestinians. We're talking about really extremist settlers who are here for ideological reasons. They think that through force they can deter the Palestinians from accessing their own land, which lets them take over more and more land. The Palestinian village of Urif.
Last week, the settlers attacked the school 3 times on Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They threw stones at the windows of the school, as you see, from this point. Also, they went to the other side of the village and broke windows of houses there.
Clashes developed between the settlers, the Palestinians, and the Israeli army.
When the settlers attacked the school, all the people in the village come to this area to protect their school, to protect their children. They take out the kids from the school to their homes. Cars come here and take the children. And also, they stand face to face with the settlers throwing stones at each other.
October 11, 2:30 p.m. Over 15 Israelis in cars from Yitzhar throwing stones at Palestinians waiting at a checkpoint. October 12, Palestinian woman Aisha Al-Rabi killed on Route 60 when settlers reportedly threw rocks at her car near the Tapuach junction. The killers still at large. October 14, 4:45, a group of Israelis descend from the illegal outpost of Givat Ronen, throwing stones at Palestinian farmers between Burin and Hawara, spilling their olives, even stealing their awning. Morning of October 20, Burin.
The farmers started harvesting their olives. Within half an hour, a group of settlers from Yitzhar descended on the farmers and entered their lot, which is over 1.5 kilometers away from the settlement, and started throwing stones at the family harvesting the olives. After 15 minutes, the border police arrived. The settlers saw them and ran away back to Yitzhar.
Barely an hour later, an attack from the other direction. Settlers spot Palestinians erecting a fence around a house the owner says is a regular target.
We had already started putting the fence up and we could already see the first settler heading towards the house. I told my friends, look out. And in fact, within 5 minutes, there were about 50 of them and they started throwing rocks at the house. They damaged cars, the windows in our house. And that's what happened. The same thing as every Saturday. It's been like that for 15 years. What else can I say? They come at any time. At 1 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, all day. When we are sleeping, when we are up.
We reached out to several residents and officials in the settlement of Yitzhar to hear their version of events and verify the facts against their story. Unfortunately, all of them refused to cooperate with us. One resident even telling us it was a provocation that we were in the area in the first place to investigate this story. Rock-throwing attacks by settlers are rarely fatal, but the killing this month is a reminder of the constant threat. Will the Israeli army get a grip before the attacks claim another life? Elon Levy, Urif, the West Bank, for I-24 News.